What was meant for kids but adult consumers hijacked it and ruined it. Youth sports. When I was a kid 30 years ago, you'd have a practice or two a week plus a game on Saturday. Then if you loved sports, you'd get together with buddies in your ample free time and mess around playing super fun pickup games. Now, many kids are having full weekend tournaments like every weekend, and tons of practices. They rarely have the free time to just play with their friends for the fun of it. Sure, they are better athletes than we were, but are they better off? Totally agree. I remember doing dance class like once a week with a recital once a year. Super fun and made so many friends. I'm trying to sign my daughter up now and it's 3 days a week plus practice at home. Hundreds of dollars of professional leotards. And she's 3 years old. Like WTF. I just want swimming where she can run around and get some exposure to movements and stuff. Maybe meet some other kids. Only 3 days a week? Filthy casual. How do you expect her to be a star by 5 if you don't push her? She probably already missed the boat when I didn't start her on a specially tailored diet from 6 months old lol. Pokemon cards. Scalpers were so down horrendous they were raiding McDonald's during the pandemic. Most hobbies get this treatment now. Losers wanting to play stock market and ruining games in the process. There was a post here recently about scalpers buying up effing driving tests. It's gone beyond causal hobbies, recreational activities. People in the UK paying brokers £500 plus because they use bots to buy all the test slots when they release. Life is so strange at the minute. Everyone has a side hustle out to make money at other people's expense. Flipping houses, cars, trainers, Pokemon cards, concert tickets, driving tests, you name it. If you need it, be prepared to pay extra. Simple solution: those driving test slots should be tied to an individual, prepaid, and non-transferable, while still allowing them to be reserved on behalf of a customer, and be cancelled before a certain time. Childhood. Parents who film their kids' lives for likes and subs are tie. We really ought to pass a law about monetization of childhood. It shouldn't be lucrative to milk your children's lives at their expense. France is the only country to have laws explicitly protecting minor influencers with limitations on the hours they can be working online, protections for their earnings, and the ensuring their right to have content they feature in be removed upon their request. Illinois just passed a law requiring influencer families to set aside 50% of earnings made from usage of minors in monetized social media content to be set aside in a block trust fund for the child. It's the first U.S. state to do so. A much bigger issue than monetization is simply over-obsession. Hothousing, pressure, over-analysis. It's less obvious than social media posts, but it is the biggest obstacle to letting kids be kids. My Little Pony. I watched it with my sister growing up. At one point we watched a video of a Comic-Con or some such panel. A bunch of sweaty dudes were asking questions one after another. Then the sweetest little girl who was being encouraged by her dad stepped up to the microphone and very timidly, but bravely, asked about one of her favorite characters. The scoffing and jeers coming from the crowd for the little girl not already knowing some fandom trivia was effing disgusting. Had I been the father that day I would have taken the mic and given them an earful. There's nothing worse than those kinds of nerds. My heart aches for that little girl. Remember the Rick and Morty sauce debacle. Every card hobby. It's literally just about prices now. As a YuGiOh enjoyer I thoroughly agree. Although it's always been about prices for the rare cards, but there are a lot more flippers than ever before. My 12-year-old has kind of enjoyed it. Definitely the shows. And he's always messed with the cards. Kind of making up his own version. Enjoying the art. He decided this year to really learn it and play it. We found a card shop. Got some starter deck advice. Boom. Done. He's the only kid in the room. By more than a decade. I'm closer in age to most of his group mates than he is. He got a pack in the tournament, as apparently you do, and pulled a card. Whoa, that's a $40 card, some guy said. And then I know, with certainty, that had I not been there, somebody would have screwed him out of it. So now I'm in a YuGiOh group. Have no idea what the heck is going on and don't play. But it eats about 5 hours of one night a week. Then we got some advice on actually playing. Being able to maybe not walk from tournament win to tournament win, but being able to play more than one round or two. A couple $100 is pretty much what everyone said. Ridiculous. Hey, I know there are loads of people talking about the ethics of YuGiOh below, but I wanted to give you some parenting props. The game isn't your cup of tea and it's a big time investment for you, especially when you yourself didn't choose to be there but you go there with your kid and are supportive. Having a supportive parent is so incredibly valuable and rarer than we'd like. After school hobbies. Around the age of 47, I decided to pick up guitar again. So I went to a local school and enrolled as an adult. I would see parents harassing their kids and berating them for not being better. I think the majority of them have lost the idea that extracurricular activities are to help your child out of their shell and also to have fun. Not to make them a professional of any sort or the best of the best of the best. This is really sad. I was the golden child in my dysfunctional family and was always expected to be the overachiever. Get straight A's in school. Be at the top of the class in everything. Etc. Etc. One important life lesson I learned from playing guitar and bass and being in a band in high school was that it was okay to suck at swimming as long as you're having fun. I just know that my dad would have found a way to make that competitive. 2. I recently had a conversation with my father about the year I spent on a basketball team in middle school. I don't have great motor control and was, by far, the worst player in the league. You mean you knew you were bad? Yes, obviously. Then why did you play? Because I had fun. My father couldn't wrap his head around doing swimming for any reason other than to be the best, or that they use the word playing because it's supposed to be fun. Even professional players admit they owe their money and all their opportunities to a kid's game. It's a game, for children, to throw a ball through a hoop. If your kid sucks at sports, or likely won't be a professional, don't worry about it. Let them learn, let them play, let them build friendships and take life lessons. If your kid is a professional or has that ability, I'm sorry. You have an extremely tall mountain to climb with the most narrow of roads. Good luck. Do your best to remain a healthy, safe person in their life. But remember, almost no pro athletes really ever relied on their parents to be successful. Yep, I wasn't even allowed to mention swimming I was interested in. If I even looked at swimming in a magazine for too long, my parents would try to turn it into a career. Tricks. I won't forget what you've done for me here today. I would prefer that you do. The word daddy. The only time my mind didn't spark its horny neutrons on the word daddy is when that Smurf guy on Guardian of the Galaxy said it. He's was your father, but he ain't your daddy. And that man's name? Mary Poppins. Y'all. Ya books. I'm an adult that reads them. But the characters are teenagers. People get upset that teenagers act like teenagers. In books targeted at, you guessed it, teenagers. I'm always amused by Goodreads reviews on YuGiOh where they're like the characters were immature. Well yeah, no they're like 13. That's actually part of why I like YuGiOh. Characters make dumb decisions but it's part of their growth and they come out better for it. In adult books, when the characters do something stupid, I'm like, you're 40, why are you acting like this? No they're like 13, though sometimes they're too mature. Hard balance to strike, especially since I'm no longer a young adult. And really try to avoid the novels. Being too mature, especially by an adult's standards, is intentional. Every teen views themselves as more mature than they actually are, because they don't have an adult maturity yardstick to measure themselves against, having only experienced their ever-increasing maturity levels up until that point. So to appeal, typically your books either have characters a few years older than the target audience, a book targeted for 1,314 having characters who are 1,617. Or if that would lead to weird issues, they tend to pump the maturity levels up on the character they're using. For example, in a book targeted to 1,516 you're coming up on the end of high school, which is a common hard stop for you. So you might write high school seniors who act like they've got a year or two of adult life experience already. I didn't notice it until I was an adult looking back with hindsight. Harry Potter vibrating broomstick. I have one found at Goodwill about 11 years ago. I'm a big HP fan. And I was excited to buy it. I realized it turned on, and I was hoping for cool sound effects. I was disappointed it only vibrated. I remember looking it up online just to check out info on it and found out why it was discontinued shortly after its release. Thought never occurred to me until then. Did you ever think ew? Levi Eusa. Minions. I remain baffled as to how and why Minions, of all things, became the thing of choice for unfunny boomer memes. I'm convinced it has something to do with the overalls. I think it's the crass risk yet safe humor. Build a bear. As a former employee, I don't care if you came in and bought some stuffed animals. Heck, there's some cool ones like Pokemon. However, just cause I work there doesn't mean I have a whole collection myself and watch every show and movie that's partnered with the company. Yes, I was an adult man working at a stuffed animal store. Yes, I bought a couple Pokemon for myself. No, I don't want to hear another grown man passionately talk to me about My Little Pony, and please, I don't want to see a cutie mark tattoo you have on your A cheek even if there's no kids in the store currently. That all escalated pretty quickly. Would you say, it barely had any build-up? Another effing pun thread. Can't even bear the idea of these jokes. That is oddly specific. Retail life sometimes is. What's a total waste of money yet people still pay for? The bag of spinach in my refrigerator that was purchased to replace the previous, and now spoiled, bag of spinach. Edit holy forking shirt balls. Thank you so much babes. Life tip, freeze it before it spoils and tell yourself you'll put it in a smoothie. Then it'll get tiny. Tiny bits of spinach all over your freezer every time you grab an item near it all while never actually making a smoothie. Bag your freezer food, you heathen. A bag of spinach is already bagged. Ah yes. My ADHD vegetable hospice. Gotta love ADHD. I need all these ingredients for these great recipes I want to try. 2 days later. Great. I don't have any food. Just ingredients. Internet service providers that still don't offer unlimited data plans. My favorite is how cell plans now have multiple unlimited plans with different definitions of unlimited. My favorite is when the data plan is unlimited 5G, but then the data is capped at 50 gigabytes or something. After that, the speed is reduced to slow speeds, which is basically unusable. Unlimited, slightly limited. That might get addressed by the FCC here in the States. Fingers crossed. Tech nerd here. Update. This is the first I'm hearing this delightful news. Very happy to see this possibly being addressed. The money people send to celebrity preachers. When a prosperity gospel preacher needs a new airplane or renovation to their mansion, they turn to their congregation to provide the money. When the congregation is in dire need of help, the preacher tells them to pray to God for the money. This particular incident will forever live in my mind. Not opening the doors to a megachurch when people have lost their homes from flooding until Twitter users posted videos of the church showing they weren't affected by flooding. 800, but this is all he's offering. Mark Elliott of the Economic Mobility Corporation tweeted in reference to Osteen's tweet. Has to be my favorite quote from this article. I did a video in journalism school comparing a megachurch to a storefront church and followed the pastors for several months, interviewing, watching, and recording. The megachurch pastor was disgusting. He made his congregation do everything for him, and he just reaped the monetary rewards. My advice is, if you're looking for a place to worship, always go to the little guys. The pastor at the storefront church was so sweet. Invited me to potlucks, and even emailed me regularly for a few years to check on me. Not to convert me or anything. He cared about every single person who came to his services. The other guy cared about nobody but himself. I don't know how these people maintain a congregation. I'm not even religious, but did go to Catholic school, and I don't see how anyone who ever read the Bible could fall prey to prosperity preachers and millionaire grifters who run a church as a business. The Jesus of the Bible said that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God, and went ham on the merchants and moneylenders at the temple, accusing them of turning it into a den of thieves. There's your answer. A lot of people haven't. They listen to the selected readings in church, but the vast majority of Christians haven't read the whole Bible. If they go to a megachurch that conveniently leaves those verses out of the readings, then how would they know it's in there? Source: because the actual article I read is behind a paywall. But this references the same study, and this study is self-reported. How else can you track if someone has read a book at some point in their life? So the read the whole thing number might not even be accurate. Reddit Awards. Edit. I wasn't going to say anything, but how in the heck did someone give me attorney and all-powerful? Anyway, thanks for wasting your money on me guys. Re-edit. I'm now sitting on 4+ years of Reddit Premium. WTF guys. Thank you. How does it feel to be on the other side? Are you a better person once you get one? Please tell us. Edit. You guys. You're all kind and amazing and hilarious. Loved reading your comments. Even though this is a newer profile, I've been part of the Reddit community for over 15 years and have never gotten any awards, coins, or dislike for. I guess I'll have to figure out what they all mean and the superhuman powers they give me, and also figure out what the lounge is all about. Love you all. I swear this won't change me. I will remember you all and for what you all have done here today. Honesty? No ads is pretty good. Aha, thanks for wasting your money on me. Reddit. Ha, screw you Reddit. I have something even better. Adblock Scientology. My dad briefly became involved with that human trafficking cult during the 70s. They harassed him by asking him for money and trying to sell him books and classes the rest of his life. When he developed dementia and lost his ability to make good decisions, and before we knew what was going on, they talked him into buying dozens of their books. Effing predators. I'm sorry about your dad. Dementia Alzheimer's sucks. My dad had it too. Invoking dementia in their followers is probably part of their business plan. Christopher Reeves has an excellent story of how he got involved with them in a tough part of his life. I think he cheated on his wife after getting super famous. Went in for a session where he was supposed to get in touch with one of his past lives and how it created current life trauma. He ends up going into a whole story of how he was responsible for his father King himself. Scientologists were like, wow, that was a huge breakthrough. Our Scientology X3000 machine is off the charts. For $1 you can move up to higher levels in our cult. And he was like, yes, that was great. I see the door over there. So, just 1 second. Walked out and thought to himself, holy smokes. I just recounted a famous Greek tragedy that they thought was my own story. Can't believe I was falling for these bunch of scam artists. He then got his life back on track. He wrote 2 books after his accident that left us paralyzed, and they're both just wonderful. Oh wow, I didn't know that. He was my hero as a kid. Born in 75. So Superman was the superhero. Superman the movie still beats the SH out of any bullshit DC or Marvel movies we get today. Extended warranties on something like a small appliance under $200. It is exchangeable at the store during its original warranty, and the amount of jacking around and possibly shipping charges or service fee is not even worth it. At Target the other day I scanned a $9 package of Hot Wheels for my son. But before I could move forward with the rest of my stuff I had to respond to an offer for an extended warranty for $3.50. YuGiOh for Hot Wheels. 15 minutes could save you 15 cents on toy car insurance. And good luck getting them to honor the warranty. I've had 2 square trade warranties I've tried to use, and they make the process a nightmare. Then, they just completely ignore you or say the paperwork was submitted incorrectly until the warranty period is up, so you're screwed. Fun story. I bought a TV, really high-end, from Best Buy. They tried to tag on a warrant and I asked them the details. If the TV is defective you have to first contact the manufacturer and deal with the OEM warranty. The Best Buy warranty was not on top of the other warranty either. They ran during the same period, meaning the Best Buy warranty was completely useless. When I pointed that out the guy was like, we're just required to ask. Annually replacing a smartphone. I was surprised at how many people do this. I've been averaging a new phone once every 4 years, and I'm sure I could have held onto my S7 even longer and still been happy with it. Same. I just got rid of my iPhone 6s last year after it started literally falling apart. I had it for around 5 years. I think same goes for buying new versus refurbished. I got my certified refurbished iPhone 11 from Best Buy for around 60% the cost of a new one from Apple. And it looked brand new. No marks or scratches or anything. They even put a new battery in as part of the refurbishment. I can't imagine paying full price for a phone when no one could even tell the difference. It amazes me that Apple has both put in a lot of work to increase the lifespan of their phones while at the same time has also done an excellent job convincing people they need to upgrade every single year. I started getting "don't you want an upgrade?" messages from my provider literally 3 months after buying my newest Samsung phone. F off. Lol. I buy my phones direct from the manufacturer and this still happens. Nah Google. I don't want a new Pixel phone. I just bought one from you. If it was broken I wouldn't be buying another from you. Extended warranty on inexpensive items. $29.99 earphones. $9.99 extended warranty. Does not cover loss or stolen, water damage, misuse, and about half a page of other exceptions. In other words, it cover nothing. Back in 2005, I worked at Radio Shack. We used to have these rather nice $30 headphones. We also offered a $3 warranty for them that nobody ever bought except for the super savvy. With the headphone warranty, we literally replaced them right then and there, no questions asked. If we had it in stock, we'd go pull it from the hook, scan it, mark as warranty replacement and put in the number needed. Smart people came in and swapped out their headphones every 23 months. Slightly fraying wire? Replacement. Headphone cushion discoloration? Replacement. Volume was too loud and is tinny sounding? Replacement. We didn't test or give a F, just replaced and broke the old ones to ensure they were really warranty worthy. Maybe that's why Radio Shack couldn't survive? Their warranty was rather good, and I got 30% commission if I sold one. Best memories. The phone batteries, think home phone headsets not cell phone, were the same. Can't beat that 30% commission though. RIP Radio Shack. F. Radio Shack be like, would you like to buy the extended warranty on those AA batteries? I sometimes miss that place lol. Huge weddings. Why drop $50,100,000? Why drop that much money on an event? Yes, the memory is important, but some folks drop ridiculous amounts on the perfect even when a much smaller one would be more intimate and not bankrupt someone. I have actually fallen out with a friend's wife over this. They were already in debt, and when my friend proposed she started planning a ridiculously over-the-top wedding that would have been £30K plus, claiming it had always been her dream. Meanwhile she had not saved. Her parents hadn't saved anything for this dream, so she expected they'd take out a loan and load up the credit card. I literally turned to them when they explained the plan. and said, "Why would you do this for a day when you want to buy a house and have kids within the next few years?" She got very upset and said it was her dream to have a big wedding. I said it was irresponsible to go into so much debt for a single day celebration. In the end they split the difference and still spent something like $15K on the wedding because they couldn't get a loan due to their other credit card debt at the time was something like $12K. They did the classic get another cards and max it out. They are now having a kid and are constantly complaining about how much money they have to spend. Friend of mine only finished paying for his wedding 6 years after he got divorced. As a realtor, I have had to mediate the debate over finances, and the number of people getting divorced before they paid off the wedding is no joke. If they focused as much on the relationship as they did on their special day, there would probably be less doomed nuptials.